Hey guys, it's Tuesday morning and I am ready to do a little craft with you guys. It turned out kind of interesting, not really what I was expecting, but I felt it still turned out well enough to be able to share with you guys. So this is kind of like an amped up version of what we're going to be doing today actually. So let's see if I can. So this is what we're doing, all right? Says give thanks. So this is, like I said, is an amped up version because we have like all these extra things inside and it's a little bit bigger than what we're going to be doing. So cute little horn, and we got some raffia on there. Okay. All right, so that's a version of what we're going to be doing today. So what I started out with was one of the big poster boards that you can get at, you know, the dollar store for 50 cents, which is great. Oh, I just remembered it's only 50 cents, so that's another plus. And so so this big one that I just showed you guys was actually the one that I started out working on, and that was actually that poster board folded in half, but we're actually going to do even smaller and fold it into quarters, and so it can just make it so it can go further, which is fun too. All right, so what we're going to start off with, so that's my big poster board cut into quarters, and I literally just folded it and went along the line, so just kind of lined it up, folded it. I didn't have another poster to show you guys, but I figured y'all would be fine. Hey, Gail. All right, and so that's what we're starting out with. And then we are using some Mod Podge. Oh, I'm gonna need a paintbrush for working with the Mod Podge. All right, and this is just dollar store paintbrushes that I'm using for it. And we got some napkins at the dollar store. So let me show you the napkins that I picked out that you know, I just thought were super cute and ready for Thanksgiving. All right, so we have this one. All right, and so that's the one we're gonna start with. All right. And actually, when I did that first one, and that's one of the reasons I decided to redo it, was because that first one, I actually missed kind of a key component because I'm really new to the whole Mod Podge. I'm actually part of this really awesome crafting group that they are all about Mod Podge and napkins, and I think it's awesome. They're so much fun. So anyways, but they're much more experienced at it than I am, and so I was like, amateur mistake. So I actually started out with just using the napkin as is, okay? So the problem with that is there's actually 2 layers in it. It's actually easier to get it on this little folded side to separate them, but get my fingers in here. Sometimes it's a little bit harder when you're on a live because you can tell there's people watching you, so you get a little more nervous. All right, so there we go. It separates, so that's the pumpkin side, and this side is just plain white. All right, so we're gonna take the white part off, so then the Mod Podge can go through it better. Sorry, just separating it gently. You don't want to accidentally rip it, but it does come with, I think, 14 napkins. So if you do rip it, you do have backup. All right, and then you'll have napkins that actually like match your centerpiece. How much fun would that be? All right, so there we go. So as you can see, here, I'll show you on the other side that there is lots hanging over off the edges and stuff, and we're not going to worry about that right now. Just in case it shifts a bit, we're going to go ahead and do the gluing first. So let me see, make sure that I'm doing this all right. Okay. All right, I did it last night, but I was really tired last night. I had a lot going on, so I don't fully trust that I have everything on board. All right, so starting to line it up. Actually, you don't even need to line it up, and I'm just going to lay down some Mod Podge and then start folding the napkin over top. Once more, as I've told you guys before, I do kind of like to do things quicker, so I'm just going to put a line on it and get that done. And we actually get the Mod Podge at our dollar store too. Oh my goodness, I was using a much smaller brush last night. This is working so much better. You know what? I might even need a little bit more. There we go. That's a ton. Should be good now. All right, and just make sure you kind of get to the edges. Doesn't have to be perfect. I kind of like the wrinkle look, and I'm sure, like I said in that group where they're all about napkins, some of those ladies are going to be like, what are you doing? Don't do that, because you guys have already perfected it. But like with most of my crafts, I do it for beginners. I could do it for people who are testing the waters, trying out some new things. And so for us, it doesn't need to be perfect. And for the horn itself, it actually kind of, to me, gives it more character, a little more, what's the texture to it, which I think works better with fall and all that. All right, so you want to make sure at least one side is lined up in the corner. Okay, and lined up on the lines. All right. And once it starts touching, it's kind of stuck where it's at. So you just kind of got to accept where it's at. So you see I got some wrinkles in there. Make sure you guys can see. And I'm not worried about that at all. If you're able to see in the other one, I totally had extras. For this part, for doing the top, I found it is better to have it on the side. So I just have some scrap board on the side. And then we do on top. And just do on top of the area that you got on the bottom too. So the area that's already stuck down. All right. So I'm just doing a quick example. Don't worry, we're not going to do the whole thing on film. I have one section already prepped for it. So we're just doing this as the example. There we go. And if you're having trouble seeing, I know that's a common problem with the crafts, you can just swipe those comments to the right and you should be able to see just fine. All right. And depending on how much you end up using of the Mod Podge, you might have to let it dry for a few hours before you continue on to the next stage of the project. All right, I'm just gonna finish off this little strip and just make sure you get to the edge, okay? And then, you know what, sorry, I don't wanna waste this, but I still wanna show you guys about cutting the edges. So, no, that wouldn't be a good idea. All right, well, I'll just go ahead and show you guys anyways. All right, even if it makes it more complicated. So I can kind of see through here. I guess you guys can actually see it even better, but you can see kind of where the line of the board ends there. But if you wait till it's dried, then you can just flip it over and just cut it right along there, right? You'll just be able to cut right along there and you'll be able to see and it'll all be held stiff and easy. And I assume you guys can do that. So I'm just gonna accept that we're not doing that right now, okay? So we got the Mod Podge drying on this one, so I'm just gonna set this one aside because it does take a little bit of time to let that dry. All right, and then this is it cut out, it's dry. This is the one that I prepped last night. And as you see, some of the pumpkin is cut off on this side. And we're not worried about that, that's gonna be on the inside, so you'll be fine. Here, I'm gonna scoot back a little so you guys can see me. All right. And there we go. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna curl it in. As you can see, it kind of caught the shape as I was figuring it out last night. But you just grab the one corner that has the cut off pumpkins and just kind of like curl it in and keep on curling it in until it kind of comes to a point. So I'm just tightening it on the inside. All right. And it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm not worried about perfection here. All right, so I like the bottom to have a little bit more of a hole. I like the top to kind of loosen up a little bit. So try and keep that point. You know, I'm just kind of shifting it as I can. All right, so I think that's about where we're gonna go with that. All right, so you kind of see where it fits for you. And then, oh no, I forgot to plug in my glue gun. I got it all ready, got an extension cord, and then didn't plug it in. So we might have to wait a couple moments here. All right. You know what? Because I messed up, I'm just going to continue on and you guys will just have to laugh at me holding it while I show you the next step, okay? All right, so then I got some more napkins. Here you go. So that's the other ones I got. All right, and want some more. You take it out. This is hilarious that I'm doing this while holding this. Just for the record, I am very entertained by this. Hey Tommy, hey Pauline. All right, and then we go ahead and open that one up. And this one is like drink napkins or whatever they're called. I think they're called beverage napkins. There you go. And so you open up that one, you do the same thing. Luckily it's already separating because holding this while doing it, of course, is the juggle. And so you go ahead and separate that. And then what I did is I carefully cut out the give thanks. So I cut out really close to it, and I did that already in preparation because it can be a bit finicky, right? And luckily you have 4 chances on this one to get it right. So even if you end up messing up a little bit, you go ahead and give it another shot. All right, so that's what we got there. All right, and I'm just gonna check on my glue gun to see how it's going. All right, it's not quite there yet. And you know what? I'm still working with glitter glue. Can you believe that? I totally forgot to get more, and so I'm stuck working with the glitter glue. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do this next step, but normally you would have glued it by now, okay? So it's because my lack of plugging it in that it's not glued in right now. All right, so this is going to be our horn. All right, and we're just going to add a nice little touch here with the give thanks, okay? All right, so, I'm losing things, so no. All right, there we go. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some Mod Podge on the space where I'm gonna put it down. I would really like to, oh yay, my glue's working. All right, so I picked where I was gonna have it, right? And just do a nice line underneath. Let me turn and show you. And yes, it's glitter glue, because it's just what I got right now. And I often just work with what I got. All right, so we'll just give that a moment. Nice and easy. And if you see that it's like lipping out too much, you can squeeze a little bit more glue, especially if you're using the clear stuff instead of glitter. So I'll avoid doing that this time. All right, but even the glitter glue actually held pretty good. So, and I'll just glue that down. It's kind of lipping out just a little too much on the end. Just tuck a little bit more in there and try not to squeeze it out. Then we don't have border lines of red glitter. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that looks like it's holding. All right, so let's go ahead and do the Mod Podge area here. And just once more, doing it on our side piece. Just putting it on. I use tons of different scrap things to put things on right now because I don't have my normal painting wells and stuff like that. All right, so I'm just putting some down on top. And once I'm done doing this, I'll tell you guys, like, just in case you wanted to try the other one, because it's a lot of the same basic things. So I'll tell you quickly what I did. And, oh, got some glue gun strings being in the way. All right, and make sure it's just a little bit bigger than your cutout, because you definitely don't want it to be a little bit smaller, because you want it to be stuck down, okay? All right, and so let's see if I can do this upside down for you. All right. It's a little bit harder. All right, there we go. We got it. Remember, once it's kind of touched that glue, it's kind of just going to be stuck where it is. And once more, it's fine if there's bubbles, because there's bubbles underneath, so it'll just make it blend in a little bit better. All right, and then once more, you just go ahead, and there you have it. We're just going on top. And of course, this won't dry immediately, and I don't have another backup, so I'll juggle it a little bit wet, but you guys will probably want to wait till it dries, because it will definitely be less messy. I've actually been peeling extra Mod Podge off my hands all morning that I didn't realize had blended in with my skin last night. All on my arms and everything. Yeah, it was pretty funny this morning, all the places I was finding this crazy Mod Podge. All right, so there we go. So we got that on there. Give thanks. How cute is that? All right. And then the extra little add-on that I did was I got the raffia. And this one, it actually came in a package of 3 at the dollar store. So really, any of those colors will work with it. I just kind of like working with the brown. And it's already been kind of open, so. All right, so we probably just need one of these strings because you can fray them out a bit. And apparently this string is much longer than the original opening one. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that because I was not expecting that. So we'll go ahead that, which will probably be too much, but it's better to have a little too much that you cut off than having too little, right? All right, and so I'm just gonna tie it in a bow on here. All right, and then we'll use our fabulous glue gun again to make sure it holds in place, because otherwise it's just gonna slip right off, and we don't want that. So pick a spot for my knot, grab my glue gun, and once more, ideal with not glitter glue, because now you're gonna be able to see a bit of my glitter glue, which, you know, my kids will love. So that's a plus, right? And regular glue will hold, the regular glue gun glue, the clear stuff, will hold better than this one will. So if we start having problems. All right, so now I'm just gonna do a bow, nice and simple. It is a little bit difficult to juggle this raffia. All right, pull that a little bit, just tidying up the bow a bit. Okay. All right, and then I'm just gonna rip these ends just a little bit to give it just a little bit more character. Just separating it more. All right. And here, even on the bow part, just kind of separate it a little bit. Nice and easy. All right. The raffia is definitely just kind of doing its own thing. So what I like to do whenever bows are being complicated, I just grab my glue gun again and start shaping it how I want it to go, whether it wants to go that way or not. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some right in the middle. Oh no, my glue gave. That's because of this, this sparkly glue. So just add a couple dabs of glue in there and it should be fine with the regular glue. All right, and then from the dollar store, look at just a cute little combination. And so that has how many flowers in it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 5 little daisies in there with lots of colors that match our guys. And we just go ahead and put it in there. Okay? And I did consider, like, if you get like one of the cute little vases, you could maybe like put it just in, or a candle holder, and then it could stand up. Or I kind of like it just laying down on the table, you know? It's just a nice little centerpiece. Nice and simple. Once more, only a few dollars to make. You got $1 for the flower, $1 for the poster, $2 for the napkins, $1 for the raffia, $1 for the Mod Podge. So $6, but out of that you could actually make quite a few of them if you just got a few more flowers. So you could even make some, give them out as little Thanksgiving gifts and stuff, and so that'll be really fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed the craft today. If you guys are interested in any other things that I've been up to, you can check out my hashtag, which is, oh, apparently I'm getting a call in. It's okay, we'll worry about that later. All right, go ahead and check out my hashtag, and that will take you to other videos. And if you're interested in the side business I do, then you guys can go ahead and message me, and I'd love to share things with you. All right, y'all have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.